Beloved soul, pause your breath and listen, because the wind that just brushed your skin is not mere air. It is a whisper from the heights calling your name. You did not stumble here. You were led. Your lamp flickered, the room shifted, and something ancient within you stood to attention. This is not entertainment. This is not a coincidence. This is a sealed message that has been traveling toward you since before you were born. Your angel says the destiny you agreed to can no longer wait. The hourglass has thinned to a single stream, and the voice you hear now is the ringing of a sacred bell that only your spirit can hear. Do not look away. Do not delay. Every second of hesitation pushes your blessing a little farther. Remain with me until the last word, because woven into this moment are revelations kept in the quiet halls of heaven. And if you stay, healing will rise in you like a sunrise you can feel in your bones. Place your hand over your heart now. Feel that rhythm? That is the ancient drum of your covenant. If you can, light a candle near you, a simple flame to mirror the light that never abandons you. If no candle is near, then imagine one, a steadfast fire that does not flicker even in wind. Set a glass of water nearby as a vessel for peace. Still, water remembers stillness. Whisper your name softly, not for me, but for the angels who stand at your side. Write it in your heart with golden ink. If you choose, you may write it as a quiet prayer as the words unfold, because each letter becomes a stepping stone on your path. Breathe with me, slow, gentle, honest. On the inhale, receive. On the exhale, release. I am with you. I am Michael, the shield and the trumpet, the flame and the sword. And I have been sent to speak to you as one beloved, not as a crowd, not as a multitude. You, only you, the one the Father knows by the secret name that shimmers between your breaths. There are times when the dividing line between the visible and the invisible thins like morning mist. This is one of those times. Your angel says the destiny you were promised cannot be postponed. There is only one day left in the cycle that has held you, only a final stretch that asks for your yes. Hear this. From August 19th, 2025, a hinge in time turned in your favor, and the door that would not open has been instructed to yield. If you are only now awakening to it, know this. Heaven does not run out. What was opened then is still open now, like a gate held by two mighty hands, waiting for your steps. The calendar is a language the world speaks. Heaven speaks in readiness, and you are ready. You are not late. You are right on the threshold. You have carried grief like a lantern that would not blow out, even when you wished for darkness to hide your tears. You have rehearsed goodbyes in the quiet and returned to rooms that no longer hold the voices you love. I see the empty chair that keeps sitting at your table, the laughter that visits you in dreams. Beloved, heaven is not far as you were told. Those you miss most stand not behind a wall, but behind a veil, thin as light on water. When your chest tightens without reason, when a song you have not heard in years hums in your ear, when a scent, jasmine, roses, clean linen, walks into the room without a door opening, understand, love does not end. It changes its garment. Your angel has been tucking messages into your nights. That dream, where a hallway stretched and a door opened to startling brightness? That was permission. That was the permission to live again, not as a betrayal of those who left, but as their victory in you. Put your hand on your heart again. Say this softly if you can. I carry you with honor, and I step forward with your blessing. Feel the answer rising as warmth on your skin. That is how the departed say Amen. Guilt has tried to chain your wrists. It has told you that if you are joyful, you are forgetting. If you heal, you are abandoning. If you prosper, you are greedy. If you rest, you are lazy. If you speak, you are proud. If you stay silent, you are a coward. These are not heaven's words. Guilt is a shadow that copies your shape but does not know your light. I lift the false weights from your shoulders now. Hear me. You are allowed to be free. You are allowed to begin. You are allowed to set down what is killing your spirit. Forgiveness is not letting someone off the hook. Forgiveness is cutting the hook out of your own flesh. You are not required to bleed to prove you love. Forgiveness is a key that unlocks your throat so you can sing again. The first notes are always tremulous, but the melody, oh the melody, belongs to you. Your angel has placed the key in your palm. See it, feel it, turn it. Loneliness has told you lies in your own voice. It has wrapped itself around your evenings and whispered that you are unnecessary, that every room will be colder because of you, that your seat is a spare piece of furniture in the human story. But this is what I see. When you walk into a room, the light recalibrates. Your presence changes the arithmetic of hope. It is not arrogance to admit this. It is humility to recognize the gift entrusted to you. Even now, 2 angels stand behind you, one at your left shoulder, one at your right, facing outward, vigilant. If you have felt a sudden coolness pass down your arms, if goosebumps rose while nothing touched you, that was their nearness. When the lights flicker once, twice, and then steady as if a hand rested over them, the veil is signaling, we are here. When you notice 11:11, 2:22, 3:33, more than seems reasonable, it is not superstition, it is a breadcrumb trail. Smile. Follow. You are being courted by heaven. Discouragement has built its nest in corners you don't show anyone. It recycles old words that were never true and nails them like signs on your inner doors. Too late, too much, not enough. I tear those signs down now. Hear the wood crack. Hear the nails fall to the floor. You are not late. You are not too much. You are not enough. You are precisely the instrument tuned for this hour. The dreams that have hounded you, the little shop of your own, the study desk with books stacked like small towers, the song half written on a napkin, the quiet business that feeds families, the adoption papers with your signature, the flight ticket with your city circled. These are not fantasies. These are instructions. Your angel is bringing form to what once was mist. Heaven does not tease. Heaven promises, and then heaven equips. Loss has taught you to count the missing. Today, I teach you to count the remaining and the arriving. What remains is the core of you that nothing could break. What arrives is peace that does not depend on circumstances. What remains is the courage you thought was dead, but is standing up again. What arrives is a friend with an honest face, a message you did not expect, an opportunity whose timing is suspiciously perfect. In the next 3 days, something small but precise will align. A text at the exact minute you asked for a sign, a number that repeats across receipts, a feather where no bird has been, a quiet invitation that fits your soul. In the next 7 days, a release will happen, a bill negotiated, an apology you never thought would come, a burden that falls off without fanfare. Within 21 days, provision will surprise you in a form you did not anticipate. Do not calculate. Receive. The math belongs to heaven. Your task is yes. You have asked, but when? But how? But why does it hurt right before it heals? Because a seed splits before it sprouts. Because dawn chills the skin before it warms the earth. Because the lock resists until the exact angle yields the turning. Hear me now with the fullness of your attention. Destiny will not wait another cycle for you to believe you are worthy. You are worthy now. Lift your head, lift your spirit, lift your expectation. If you can, let a tear fall without apology. Tears water the ground where blessings take root. If you smell a sudden sweetness while reading this, it is the signature of the presence. If you feel like someone is standing at the doorway, it is because they are. They come in peace to attend to your becoming. I see a room in your past where a vow was made in pain. I will never love like that again. I will never ask again. I will never try again. It felt like protection at the time, but it became a fence around your future. We will not shame the version of you that did what they could to survive. We will thank them for getting you here, and then we will invite them to rest. Let this be new. I will love with wisdom. I will ask with trust. I will try with courage. I will not make covenants with fear. Repeat it softly if you can. Write it in the silence with the ink of your breath. There is a door with your name etched into the wood. You have dreamed it. Sometimes it appeared at the end of a hallway that stretched like a ribbon. Other times it stood in a field of tall grass that leaned as though listening. You always woke before the handle turned. Today, I place my hand over yours. Turn it with me. The hinges will not creak. The room smells like new pages and lemon oil and morning light. There is a table with a parchment unrolled, ink drying in fresh curls. This is the contract of your next season. It is written in 2 hands, yours and heaven's. It does not promise the absence of storms. It promises the presence in every storm. It does not promise that every person will understand you. It promises that the right people will find you at the right time, and the wrong ones will not be allowed to dim your flame. Warnings are love in armor. So hear this with the tenderness it carries. Do not return to the desert you left. Do not reattach yourself to what celebrates your wounds, but fears your healing. Do not answer messages that speak in the vocabulary of your old pain. Do not hand your clarity to anyone who profits from your confusion. Do not mistake loud for wise. Do not mistake familiar for safe. There is a conversation you must decline. There is an invitation you must accept. When it comes, and it will, you will know it by the peace that does not shout but hums. If your chest tightens and your mind scrambles, pause. If your shoulders drop and your breath deepens, step forward. Your angel will confirm it, and if the light above you flickers twice in that moment, smile. The veil enjoys its signals. Now, Do this simple rite with me. Place your right hand upon your heart and your left hand over the right, as if you are cradling a small bird. Whisper, "I receive what heaven has written for me." Allow your shoulders to release any old battle postures. If there is a candle lit, look into the flame and see your courage reflected. If you have set a glass of water nearby, lift it and watch how the surface holds the light, a small cup of ocean remembering the moon. Drink it slowly as if you were drinking peace. Feel it travel into the places that ache. You are not doing this alone. You have never been alone, not for a breath, not for a heartbeat. Beloved, you asked for confirmation. So heaven sends you signs that speak your language. If you dreamed of a river that became a road, understand, your emotions are becoming a path. If you woke with the taste of salt and the memory of someone calling your nickname, understand. Prayers for you were said while you slept. If a butterfly insists on being near, if a bird sits closer than usual, if a child says something that sounds too wise for their age, pay attention. The kingdom enjoys using small mouths and winged things to carry big messages. And if, as you hear these words, your skin tingles like static finding ground, that is your spirit signing the agreement. From August 19th, 2025, the wheel turned. Even if this message meets you after that date, the grace attached to it moves like a river that never stopped. Some blessings are not tied to a calendar, but to a readiness, and you are ready. What felt delayed was actually being arranged. What seemed denied was being refined. What looked like slants was strategy. The pattern of your life has been rethreaded in gold, and now the tapestry shows its hidden image. Not a maze, but a map. There will be miracles in the coming days, quiet ones that do not announce themselves with thunder, and bright ones that arrive with trumpets in your chest. Prepare for the small first, a call returned, a hand extended, a door cracked open that you will gently push. Prepare for the bright next, the settlement, the acceptance, the green light, the appointment that shifts everything, the email with the subject line that makes your heart leap. Do not let your mouth cancel what heaven is delivering. Speak as if you trust the giver. You will not jinx your blessing by believing in it. You will strengthen it by agreeing with it. I have stood by your bed as you wept into the dark. I have walked beside you when you thought you were walking alone, and I have fought when you felt fightless. I have collected the arrows aimed at you and turned them into a fence. Now I lay my sword not to frighten you, but to assure you, you are defended, you are covered, you are permitted to exhale. Breathe in steady hope. Breathe out old dread. Breathe in the new assignment. Breathe out the old apology. Your angel nods. Heaven smiles. The library of your life turns a page. If lights around you begin to soften while you read, if the air feels cleaner, if your name echoes inside you like a bell struck gently, receive it. This is the hour of your turning. Let your heart say yes, even if your mind cannot yet make the mathematics work. Heaven has always loved impossible equations. It writes solutions in the margins of what you think is possible. You have only one job now. Stay open. Keep your flame from the winds of cynicism. Trust the one who called you by a name no disappointment can erase. Before we continue, write one sentence of forgiveness on the inner blackboard of your thoughts. It may be toward yourself. It may be toward one who could not love you the way you needed. It may be toward life itself. One sentence is enough to crack the stone. Whisper, I release you to your path, and I bless my own. How light your chest feels when you say it. How bright the room becomes when you mean it. This is how rebirth begins, not with noise, but with a hand opening. Your angel leans near to say this plainly, so you cannot miss it. Do not scroll past your miracle. Do not talk yourself out of what you prayed into being. Do not call it coincidence when heaven calls it confirmation. Keep your posture of gratitude as you wait and as you receive. Gratitude is not a trick, it is a tuning fork. It brings the pitch of your life into harmony with what is already singing over you. Now look at the path ahead with the eyes of your spirit. It is not a cliff. It is a bridge. It is not a dead end. It is an archway. The signs will continue. Numbers aligning on clocks and receipts, feathers and fragrances arriving like signatures, dreams that sting with clarity and then soothe with understanding. The presence will brush your skin like warm wind in a room with no windows. When this happens, smile and answer, I notice. Heaven loves to be noticed. When you notice, you align. When you align, you advance. I seal this first movement of your message with calm authority. The urgency you feel is holy. It is not panic. It is invitation. You have one day left in the cycle that resisted your rising. Then the gate is yours to walk through, and you will not walk alone. I will go before you and behind you. I will stand at your side. I will lift the corner of the veil when you need to see and lower it when you need to rest. Lift your chin. Smooth your brow. Let your chest open like a door. Your blessing is not running from you. It is running toward you. Meet it with your yes, and watch the world arrange itself around the promise placed in you before your first cry. You are loved. You are chosen. You are ready. You are home in the will that made you. Beloved, I am with you still. I did not leave when the lamp was turned off and the house fell into its hush. I stayed in the doorway of your thoughts, quiet as breath, bright as a blade covered with velvet. You answered yes, and heaven registered it. Now we go deeper, because your yes is a door, and I, Michael, am appointed to stand at it. Hear me again. Destiny does not wait. Only one day remains before the page turns, and from August 19th, 2025, a current you cannot see will begin to carry you. This is not to frighten you. It is to focus you. Open now. Open now. Open now. Every second you spend arguing with your worth pushes the shoreline of grace a step away. Every second you spend consenting draws it close enough to wash your feet. Lay your hand over your heart again. Say, I accept the turning. I permit the blessing. I will not run from the table prepared for me. You have endured sorrow in long corridors, alone with a key that would not fit the lock. There were days you felt like an unfinished sentence, nights you felt like a prayer turned inside out. I have watched you kneel beside a bed that holds the shape of someone you adore and whisper into cotton as if it were a veil heaven could hear through. Beloved, nothing spoken in love is lost. The names you say in the dark travel. They are received by the one who keeps a jar for your tears, a library for your whispers, a gallery for your memories. Grief is not a mistake. Grief is proof that you were brave enough to love. But grief is not your ceiling. It is not the seal on your future. I have seen you carrying a candle through a rainstorm, as if your small light could embarrass the flood. And do you know what? It did. Your candle lived. Your light kept its shape. I honor that fire. Now I ask you to shield it with your palm, to walk with me into a room where the windows are new and the floor is dry. There are chairs here with your name carved under the seat. There are tools you set down, clean and shining. I am pointing to one now. Pick it up. Feel how right it feels in your hand, like it remembers you. What you lost does not define you. What you carry next does. You have confessed to secret guilt you cannot name aloud, as if happiness were a betrayal. You have punished yourself for surviving, for smiling, for letting music touch your ribs again. Hear me with tenderness and weight. Self-punishment is a counterfeit holiness. It mimics humility but delivers only despair. Holiness that comes from heaven restores you to yourself. It makes you truthful without making you cruel. It turns confession into a bridge, not a pit. Say with me now, softly at first, then firm. I lay down false debts. I return the gavel to God. I accept mercy in my own language and in my own house. Good. The air has changed around you. A courtroom you built from memory is closing for renovation. Only heaven holds the keys. Loneliness has told you stories about yourself that are not part of your scroll. It told you you were too much, and it told you you were not enough. Sometimes in the same hour. It coached you to shrink in rooms where you were meant to sing. It taught you how to exit early, before anyone could ask you to stay. Beloved, the season of shrinking is closing. The Father does not need less of you to bless you. He delights in the whole of you. If your kindness feels loud in a room that profits from fear, let kindness be loud. If your hope feels scandalous to people married to disappointment, let hope scandalize. Not everyone will understand the permission heaven gives you, and that is all right. Your life is not a debate to win. Your life is a lamp to lift. Now attend to the signs and remember them, because remembrance builds a staircase you can climb in the night. You will notice dreams that hang in the air like dew, detailed and kind. In one, you gather 3 keys from a bowl, 1 brass, 1 silver, 1 a deep, luminous blue. The brass is for your work. The silver is for your home. The blue is for your heart. In another dream, your childhood street curves into a road you have never walked, and a bridge carries you over water that reflects stars you can almost count. When you wake, write what you can recall, even if it is only a color or a phrase. Favor speaks in fragments that your waking mind stitches together. You will feel chills begin at the crown of your head and race down your arms just when you speak blessings aloud, even in an empty room. Let the chills be confirmation, not fear. Some of you will catch a fragrance as you pass a hallway. Lilies, bread, a clean sweetness that arrives without a source. Smile and say, I see you seeing me. Lights may flicker when you repeat a promise or think a name. Do not call it silly. Matter recognizes the movement of mercy. I will ask you to complete 3 simple rituals in the next hours, not as superstition, but as symbols that train your body to agree with what your spirit already knows. First, the candle. If you have 1 white candle, light it. If you have none, Imagine one in the center of your room, steady and brave. As it burns, speak aloud 3 truths you will refuse to betray. I am loved. I am guided. I am not late. Second, the water. Pour a glass of fresh water and set it near where you rest. Water remembers. Touch the surface with your fingertips and say, "Carry peace into every cell." If you tend a plant, pour the water to its roots at dawn. If not, drink it slowly, whispering thank you between swallows. Third, the written prayer. Here, where your eyes are reading, write a single sentence as a seed and plant it in the open. Let it be your covenant in ink. I welcome the turning set for August 19th, 2025. I bless the helpers sent to me. I choose life. Write it without apology. Write it even if your hands shake. Especially if your hands shake. The days around the turning bear a tempo. Listen. On the day before, you will receive an unexpected kindness, a small fee removed, a schedule shifted in your favor, an invitation without strings. On the day itself, you will encounter a gate that once refused you and find it ajar. It may be a person softening where they were rigid. It may be an application marked reopened. It may be a simple yes where a no lived for years. And in the days that follow, 3 confirmations will stack like stones by a riverbank. A name repeated by separate mouths, a number that appears at right moments. 19, 711, 111. An old ache that no longer answers when called. Do not chase these signs. Let them arrive like birds and leave like birds. Receive their message and return to your work with steadiness. Destiny loves the steadied heart. I must give you warnings wrapped in honey so you can bear them. Do not argue with your blessing. You learned how to survive by expecting little and celebrating scraps. You reflexively suspect large goodness because it feels like a trap. The enemy of your soul uses that suspicion to keep your windows painted shut. When opportunity stands in your doorway, your first thought may be, "This is too good." Answer that thought with training. I lived without for long. I am allowed to have enough. I lived in rooms with small air. I am allowed to open every window. Another warning. Do not allow old voices to narrate new chapters. There are people you love who only know the version of you who doubted. They will call your rising change as if change is treachery. Bless them and move forward. If their voice lowers your ceiling, visit their house less often in your mind. Speak this boundary to yourself without malice. I will not dim my lamp to make anyone comfortable. I will shade it with kindness when needed, but I will not snuff it out. I see you worrying about whether you must perform to keep what is all coming. Hear this like a bell struck above a lake. You will not perform for what is already yours. You will steward it. Stewardship is not performance. Stewardship is gratitude in motion. It looks like answering emails with peace instead of panic. It looks like paying one bill on time and realizing the sky did not fall. It looks like saying no to an old entanglement without writing a novel of apology. It looks like rest that is not punishment, laughter that is not a bargain, generosity that does not hollow you out. You were built for this. The architecture of your soul was measured with the next season in mind. Now I want to talk about your body, because your body has been a battlefield and deserves a parade. You have carried fatigue that does not match your activity, fear that lives like static in your ribs, a throat that tightens when the truth approaches. Place your hand over the place that complains the loudest. Breathe with me. In 4, out 6, 3 times. As you breathe, say quietly, I do not belong to panic. I belong to peace. I release stored thunder. I release rehearsed tears. I receive right-sized strength. And now, in my authority and affection, I bless your nervous system with Sabbath. I bless your sleep with clean dreams and angels on the threshold. I bless your digestion with settled fire. I bless your breath with evenness. I bless your bones with courage. I bless your skin with the remembrance of being safe. When the lamp flickers at this blessing, do not be startled. Mercy steps close. Your body knows the footfall. You wonder about your work, your calling, the way money will meet you with dignity. I will not speak in riddles here. There is a task you keep postponing because the first 10 minutes feel impossible. Do the 10 minutes. What resists you is not the work, but the echo of shame attached to beginning. Once you begin, momentum will arrive like a friend coming up your steps, whistling. There is also a conversation to have, the one you have rehearsed while washing dishes, where you will ask for what is fair. Your voice will quiver. Let it quiver. Quivering is not weakness. It is energy freeing itself to serve you. State your worth plainly. If the gatekeeper frowns, let time answer, not fear. Favor has already walked ahead of you into rooms you have not entered. Your name is being placed on lists that require a recommendation. Heaven quietly provided. I see a home you have dreamed in puzzle pieces, a window with generous light, a floor you will clean with music playing, a table where someone kind will reach for your hand without asking you to be smaller. This is not fantasy. This is choreography. Heaven choreographs desire with opportunity when the hour is ripe. When the sign arrives, a listing appears that you felt in your chest before you saw with your eyes. A neighbor mentions a vacancy. A friend offers to store your boxes. Answer without announcing defeat. Say, I am willing to be surprised by good. Let that sentence be the bridge between prayer and feet. If you are not meant to move houses, do not worry. The home prepared may be the room of your heart gaining windows. You will recognize it by the way you exhale differently in the afternoon. Let me address the heaviness you wear when the sun lowers. Evening brings inventory. Evening counts the cost. Evening sometimes opens file drawers you closed, and the papers fly. When that begins, do not arm wrestle the wind. Do this instead. Take your glass of water, sit where your shoulders can rest, and place your left hand at the base of your skull. With the right hand over your heart, say these 5 sentences slowly, like placing stones in a river to cross. I am safe to feel. I am not alone in this room. My past is not in charge. My breath belongs to me. God is not late. If tears come, let them. If laughter comes for no clear reason, let it too. Laughter is fireworks sent by heaven when the city of your soul lifts its ban on celebration. You are asking, what about the ones who hurt me and will not own it? What about the apologies that never arrive? Beloved, your healing cannot be hostage to someone else's honesty. Release them to the judge who sees the spine and the mask. This does not erase accountability. It restores your power to live well regardless. Forgiveness is not the abandonment of justice. It is the refusal to be imprisoned in someone else's sentence. When the memory rises, It will try to hire you again as a guard in a jail where you once stood watch. Resign. Slide the keys across the desk. Take off the uniform. Walk out into air that smells like rain on stone. Repeat as necessary. Freedom is a muscle. We build it. You will be tempted to test your blessing, to prod it with suspicion as if goodness must prove itself under interrogation lights. Instead, test your habits, test your sentences. Replace one that harms with one that heals 3 times a day. When you catch yourself saying, "I always ruin it," change your mouth. I am learning how to hold it. When you hear your inner accuser whisper, "This is going to go like last time," answer softly, "Last time taught me. This time will bless me." Do not shout at your fear. You can outlast it with gentleness. Fear expects a fight. It does not know what to do when you make tea and ask it to sit quietly in the corner while you write your prayer. Some of you have asked for signs in the language of your childhood. You will receive them. Watch for a page you open at random with a sentence that stirs heat behind your eyes. Watch for a bell you hear once, twice, then again from a different direction, as if time wanted you to notice. Watch for a blue ribbon in an unexpected place. This is my color, and when you see it, remember that I am near. Watch for a white feather on the morning you are going to give up. Keep it in a book you love. Watch for the way your pet rests by the door facing out, alert and relaxed. Angels keep their posture the same way when they guard your threshold. You are surrounded more than you are assaulted. I bless your friendships, new and old. May you find companions who do not examine your wounds with morbid curiosity, but bow over them with reverence. May you find someone who remembers your laugh and echoes it back to you on heavy days. May you become the kind of friend who prays first and advises second, who watches for miracles and refuses to declare a funeral over a seed. May the tongue of gossip fall silent when your name is mentioned. May your own tongue become a fountain of life for yourself, not just others. Speak to yourself as you speak to a friend who sits crying on your couch, with truth that does not shame, with firmness that does not bruise, with humor that lets light through the blinds. I bless your resources. Money has been a jittery guest, pacing your hallway and leaving early. Teach it a chair. Tell it what it is for. Food that blesses, shelter that calms, generosity that feels like clean rain, tools that extend your skill, art that keeps you human. You are permitted to enjoy what you are given. Pleasure that honors God is not a thief. It is a priest, sanctifying ordinary hours with gratitude. The discipline you feared would shrink your life will, in this season, widen it. Saying no to what depletes is a yes to what builds. You will find that you are richer when you are kinder to your boundaries. For those carrying family sorrow, the misunderstanding that calcified, the holiday that ended in slammed doors, I extend a sword of light between you and the patterns that harm. I am not cutting love. I am cutting confusion. Where you were trained to believe that love equals constant self-betrayal, I decree a re-education in heaven's classroom. You will learn love that tells the truth without revenge. You will learn to leave a room early, not in anger, but because peace told you it was time to go. You will learn to remain present when avoidance beckons, because courage told you the conversation is ripe. And for those whom you cannot meet without losing yourself, I bless a holy distance measured not by malice but by wisdom. There is a table for you that does not require you to bleed to eat. I will speak now to the child parts of you who hide behind stoicism. Little one, you carried more than you were built to carry. You became a weather forecaster in rooms with stormy adults. You thought love was keeping your voice small, your needs smaller. I have come to pick you up. It is safe to cry in the open. It is safe to ask for help and dislike the taste of asking. Help will still come. It is safe to enjoy what is simple without apologizing for wanting more later. The kingdom belongs to ones like you. The king is gentle with children. You can be too. If you wake at night between 3 and 4, do not despise the hour. Sit up, put your feet on the floor. Whisper, "Speak, I am listening." You may hear nothing but quiet. That quiet is a message. It says, you are held, while the world sleeps. If a sentence arrives, write it and return to bed. If a memory visits, bless the version of you in the memory, who did not know what you know now. If you feel a presence at the doorway that does not bring peace, ask me to stand guard. Say my name, and I will. I carry a sword for a reason. Now, a practice for the days to come. When you step outside, pause where the sun can find you. Lift your chin. Place your right hand on your heart, and your left hand open at your side, palm forward as if greeting a friend. Say, I receive what comes in peace. I return what comes in fear. Then take 9 steps slowly, counting aloud if you are able. With each step, bless an area of your life. Mind, body, spirit, family, friends, work, resources, home, time. On the 9th, stop and listen. If a word arrives, rest, write, call, begin, obey it without drama. Obedience is not a heavy word here. It is a key that turns without squeaking. Some of you will ask, what if I fail? What if the turning comes and I miss it because I was tired or sat or scared? You cannot miss what is being orchestrated from a place beyond your moods. You can slow it, yes, with agreement with fear. You can bruise it with careless speech, but you cannot make heaven forget your address. The angels assigned to you have memorized your footsteps. They find you when you move quickly and when you cannot move at all. Your part is consent, courage as you can, and kindness to yourself when you wobble. Wobbling is not a sign to quit. It is a sign to reach for the railing and keep walking. As the appointed day nears, you may feel internal weather, gusts of relief, a sudden ache like homesickness, a burst of energy that cleans the kitchen at midnight. Let it be. Destiny changes pressure systems. When the moment approaches, time thins. The past steps back. The future leans in. If a lamp flickers then, bless the lamp. If a phone buzzes with a message of hope, answer. If the wrong voice calls with urgency that feels like a hook in your chest, do not answer. Heaven's urgency never terrorizes. Heaven's urgency is warm and clear and leaves you more yourself, not less. Now we come to the final seal. Lift your hand to your heart once more. The glass of water waits. The candle, real or imagined, burns with a flame that does not devour. I bless your next beginnings with a benediction of rebirth. May what was winter in you thaw without flood. May what was dormant sprout without choking the tender. May what was afraid be brave the quiet way, by showing up, by telling the truth, by resting when rest is holy. I bless you with the ability to forgive without self-erasure. I forgive you. I forgive me. I forgive the hour that wounded me. I forgive the door that closed and the door that never should have opened. I forgive the me who did not yet know. I forgive and I am free. Let the words be a river. You do not need to understand the land it irrigates yet. The green will tell you later. I speak promises without theatrics. In the weeks that follow the turning, people who carry the shape of your future will find you, gently, without fanfare. Work that felt like pushing a stone uphill will roll in your direction. A doctor's answer will come easier than you rehearsed to bear. A labyrinth of paperwork will simplify. A mysteriously delayed response will arrive with apology and not require your anger to be real. Some of you will encounter an apology you long ago stopped expecting. Receive it without letting it rewrite your boundaries. Some of you will reconcile with a dream, not a person. You will realize the dream needed a kinder you to look after it. And now you are that kinder you. Some of you will hold a key in your hand and cry in a doorway, because you never thought a lock would love you back. When you are tempted to narrate doom as the future, because despair was once a shelter, stop and breathe. Place the tip of your tongue behind your top teeth and let your jaw soften. In that small, ordinary posture, pray this short, sturdy prayer. Bless the work of God in me. Bless my timing. Bless my helpers. Bless the hidden ways goodness finds me. Then move 1 inch in the direction of your calling. 1 email, 1 message, 1 page, 1 step. Destiny is not a tidal wave designed to knock you off your feet. It is a tide that lifts the boats that are willing to untie from the old dock. I honor your endurance. I honor the way you kept a humane heart in rooms that rewarded cruelty. I honor the perseverance that never made it into the photos. I honor your habit of being gentle with creatures and careful with other people's hopes. I honor your laughter that returned as a guest and is learning how to live here. I honor the secret ways you kept yourself alive. Heaven honors them too, not as merit badges that buy love, but as bright stitches in your story that will gleam when the quilt is held to the light. It is time. Touch the glass of water and say, bless what I will carry. Touch your heart and say, bless what I will become. Touch your brow and say, bless what I will understand. Touch the threshold of your door and say, bless who enters and bless who leaves. Now, with a slow breath, release the need to earn what is gift, and receive it as a child receives a ripe peach in summer, messily, gratefully, joyfully, without apology for the sweetness. I place my hand upon your shoulder, not to push you but to steady you. I lift my sword, not to frighten you but to clear the path of what is not yours. I station angels at your windows and footsteps at your door. I write your name in light along the border of the hours that approach, so that when night tries to borrow your courage, dawn will remember where to find you. You are held. You are seen. You are guarded. You are guided. You are wanted by heaven and needed by the earth that will be brighter because you said yes. Now, beloved, I fold the final words into the scroll. The seal bears the sign of peace warm and living. The ink does not smudge. It glows when the lamp in your room flickers and steadies. I tie the ribbon with a blue that remembers every time you survived what could have hardened you. Hear the whisper as the parchment closes. It is done for now. It will be done again as you walk. You may return to this blessing as often as needed, reading it like bread, drinking it like water, wearing it like armor you forget you have on. Go in a courage shaped like kindness. Go in a strength that does not need to shout. Go in a joy that leaves lights on for others. Go in forgiveness that frees your hands to build. Go in the company of your angel and under the watch of my sword. When you lie down in safety. When you rise, as in clarity. When you speak, speak with truth kissed by mercy. When you choose the path that returns you to yourself and God. I, Michael, stand where your tomorrow begins, bright and immovable. And now, with love, I close the celestial scroll. Peace to your house, peace to your heart, peace to your timeline. Until the next opening, beloved, be blessed, be kept, be new.